YouTube is a large video sharing website where creators can upload their ideas to entertain their followers. YouTube King PewDiePie, aka the Swedish Felix Kjellberg, uploads videos to entertain over 53 million subscribers. He uploads everything from games, the latest viral trends, and also some more serious issues. He sticks within the boundaries of satire and dark comedy to entertain the hordes of followers that he gains every day. But in one of his videos, he stepped way out the line. Fiverr is the website where you can pay £5 to do services like turning your lyrics into songs or drawing concept art. In a video, PewDiePie displayed this site using the Fiverr Funny Guys service, in which they would dance around in the jungle with a scroll, with a message of your choice written on that scroll. It wasn't the dancing, not the forest, but the message that brought this issue into light. Death to all Jews was written on the scroll that the Funny Guys danced to. In a clip on YouTube, you can see that Felix was very surprised that this happened and continued to say, quote, "I didn't realise this would happen. I thought they wouldn't take it seriously and wrote it there as a joke," end quote. The Fiverr Funny Guys got banned from the Fiverr website temporarily in backlash from a Wall Street Journal article. The Wall Street called PewDiePie a neo-Nazi and an anti-Semite. PewDiePie shot a direct response back at the Wall Street Journal, saying that it was stupid that they went to his companies that he's tied with, like Disney or YouTube, to get his money taken away from him, rather than coming straight to himself for a comment. Disney cut ties completely from Mr. Kjellberg, and YouTube took away all the money and demonetized the video. The other two members of the large YouTube trio, Jacksepticeye and Markiplier, have taken two different sides of this issue. Markiplier has filed a video called Respect, saying that, quote, "Felix is just a human being. Even though what he said and did was wrong, he deserves the same respect as anyone else," end quote. But the green-haired Irish YouTuber Jacksepticeye has taken the opposite side, saying, quote, "It was stupid what he has done, and it is his own fault that he is in this situation," end quote. So, with all this turmoil going on online, what do some of the teachers at the school think about the situation? The other classes.
Right, come on, let's go.
Right.
Go.
Thank you for coming on the interview today, ma'am.
No problem.
So, how do you think messages we find online easily can affect us in social life?
I think social media is a huge deal now. You can't get away with anything on social media. You can't put any messages out without it feels like them going viral. So people in positions of responsibility need to be very careful about what they're posting. And I think it is inevitable that people of your age will be influenced by that. You're at you're an age where you're figuring out who you are, testing out new things, pushing the boundaries a little bit. So it's natural that you're probably going to tap into things you probably shouldn't, and I think, yeah, it has a huge impact because it is everywhere and it's such a massive part of everyone's life.
So how much have you seen online that can affect us?
Well, in my job as your sort of head of year, unfortunately I do come across some quite negative things. You know, cyberbullying unfortunately is a really big deal, but equally there are lots of positive things online. I think it depends where you look and it depends how seriously you take it. I seem to spend a lot of my time going, delete that person, block that person, come off social media, because there is a bit of a level of obsession, you know, constantly checking Facebook and constantly checking Twitter and things like that. But I would say adults are the same. A lot of adults do that constantly as well, so it's become part of our culture. And I think for you guys, I think it can be something that's quite negative and quite inescapable. Your phone's always in your pocket, you can't ever get away from it. Whereas, you know, in previous years when I went to school, if somebody was mean to me at school, I could go home and they wouldn't be there, and I could, you know, perhaps deal with it the next day by talking to my teachers. But now, if they're texting you and stuff like that, it's inescapable, and I think that has a really big impact.
So, if it's inescapable, do you think people are taking this as a joke? Like anti-Semitic messages you can find online, do you think people are joking about it or taking it seriously?
I think it very much depends. I think you've got to use the term joke very carefully because it really isn't funny. So the example that you sent me as part of kind of the interview preparation, how do you pronounce his name?
PewDiePie.
That's the one, yeah. So I hadn't actually heard of him, but you've informed me and I saw that he's got 59 million subscribers, viewers, whatever it is, on YouTube. And I watched some of the videos and I looked at some of the newspaper articles on why there was a lot of controversy surrounding him. And I have to be honest, I was a little bit appalled at what I saw, as well as not really understanding what was going on. He was just spinning around in a chair a lot, being very strange. But fair enough, if that's what you want to watch, that's okay, that's up to you. But for him to have written that on that website, and then for those two guys to have held it up, he knew what was going to happen. He knew they were going to do it. It's not a joke, it's not funny, and I know that it said that he apologised for it immediately, but it was too little too late. You know, he's obviously an intelligent person, or he's relatively intelligent to have built up this kind of empire online. He knows he's got so many people following him. He must have known that this was going to have a huge impact. And I think most people are sensible enough to go, oh my goodness, what an idiot. And he did put his hands up and say, I've made a mistake. But it's not surprising that some of the companies that were associated with him, they have to distance themselves. They can't be associated with anti-Semitic messages like that. It's just not acceptable. And whether it's a joke or it's not a joke, it's not funny. So, you know, I think people need to be very, very careful on what they're having a laugh about, because people don't find it funny. And, you know, I saw people leapt all over him online and really had a go at him, which he didn't react very well to. But he shouldn't have expected anything else. I think, you know, if I did that online, I would get as much abuse, if not more. If you did that online, you'd get in serious trouble. You know, I could lose my job if I did that. You could lose your place in school. You know, he shouldn't have been surprised that people were offended.
So you said it's appalling. What do you think can be done to stop large figures such as this doing that?
Well, I should imagine he's learnt his lesson, partly, maybe. There is a level that they're sort of untouchable, because I know that some people, in the information I read online, some people defended him and said, oh, it was just a joke. Well, those people need to look at why they're defending him, and they need to kind of say and think that's a huge amount of people that he's offended, both Jewish community and everybody else, because it's not acceptable. You know, any racist comments, any prejudiced comments are never going to go down very well, and if they do, then there's something seriously wrong with the audience who's tapping into them. I think it's tricky because some people might do it for attention. I don't know if this guy did. I don't think he did. I think it was just a really stupid idea of a joke. But if people truly hold those beliefs, then they shouldn't be able to have a platform online. And I know that a lot of work must go into preventing this and pulling things down from social media sites and all websites. Anything that contains kind of racist messages is probably dealt with very quickly, and lots of websites have a report button and that kind of thing. But I suppose it goes further than that, in that I taught a lesson on the Holocaust to you guys the other day, didn't I? And, you know, within that lesson, you guys took it really seriously, you were really respectful, and you were nothing but kind of shocked by what happened. There was no joking, there was nothing like that. So I've got faith that people of your age know how to cope with this and know how to deal with it. I think if you're trying to get attention online, that's definitely not the way to do it. It's not going to end well. And I think that if you do hold those beliefs, then I don't know, you can't stop people believing that kind of thing. Yes, it's wrong, and yes, most people find it, you know, pretty disgusting and appalling, and it makes no sense. But those people, as much as they're entitled to their opinions, I think on a larger platform like the internet, it is policed pretty well. But I honestly don't know what more could be done. I don't know, you know, I know that Facebook and Google even employ hundreds, thousands of people who look at what goes on online, track people and what they're up to, and pull down any sites that are offensive. You know, that's a really good step in the right direction. I suppose in terms of education, educating people about what prejudice means and why you might feel prejudice and how you can deal with that, and, you know, the true history of the world and how things have happened, making people understand that we're all just as entitled to be here as every single other race and culture.
Thank you so much, Ram.
That's okay. Thank you very much, Patrick. Thanks, Sean.
And thank you again for Miss Jackson for taking part in that interview. Even after all this turmoil on the internet, PewDiePie continues to take on the anti-Semite look, and in his recent Barbie Playhouse video, pointed out that Barbie may have done a bit of a Nazi salute, and has taken part in the Sniper Elite 3 DLC, in which you kill Hitler, pretending to get calls from series such as the FBI or MI6 to kill Hitler. That's all from me today. Remember, be safe on the internet. It's back from me to you in the studio.